First of all, let me just say to you, Madam Chair, and to our chairman on the Senate side, thank you for conducting this hearing. It's quite difficult to sit here today and listen to the stories. Doesn't matter what our opinions are in how we get to some resolve. I think we're all saying we need some resolve. How it affects not only the economy, which seems appropriate in this hearing, but when you hear all of the countries, Congressman Byers, that you've read off, when I look out here and I see the moms demand action, let me just say thank you. There are not enough words I can say to you for what you've gone through and what you represent. Today for me is listening. There's no words for how we're anchored at this table, Doctor, for you and what you had to go through, or Ms. Mines, what you had to go through. I don't have words, and I can't imagine my children or grandchildren or parents. But thank you for your testimony. I think today it helps us move the needle. Mr. Skaggs, thank you. I support much of what you have brought in information and data. I was born in Dayton, Ohio. I witnessed sitting in that funeral of one of the 9 victims. I was there and went to the funeral of the 9 individuals who were shot in that church with Congressman Clyburn in Charleston. So for me, from afar, it's a heavy heart. I've read part of the excerpts from your book. I know, like me, you served in the State House in Texas, and I served in the Ohio State House. So I say today for us, when we look at all the lost wages and what that's like, not only to be suffering from the economics, which some can survive it and many can't, that for me, the end of it is we have to do something. And we have to listen to see how do we bridge what Republicans and what Democrats together are saying, because this should not be a partisan issue. This is about real people and real lives and the economy. And I don't know how we get, Madam Chair, to the economy part without struggling through how we save lives. I'm not against anybody taking away a person's Second Amendment, right? My father carried a gun, you know, so I understand that. But what I do know is that we have to have some different laws, and it won't, Mr. Lott, probably save everyone from every shooting. But I don't know how we can not do something for those who are irresponsible. And in many of those cases that we have witnessed, there's been some alarming fact that some light bulbs should have gone off. And that doesn't mean to take away your gun and not let you have your bullets. Maybe on that day, I'm wishing you had it. But here's what I do know. I know we have to have some action before we get to the economics of the lost wages and the economy that speaks to having some common sense laws. Everybody should not, nor do they have the education that you have to carry a gun. We should not be able to have loopholes. You know, if it's that important for me or you or anyone to have a gun, then you should wait through the period for somebody to do that background check. You know, if you can't get on an airplane and fly with me every week because you're on a list, you ought not be able to go and just buy a gun. I'm really talking about some common sense things. We have many people, do we need to put more money into mental health? Yes. But all of this is not the answer. So I'm here today to listen, but I want real facts. I don't want fraudulent data. I don't want people out there pontificating and saying things because they got paid to do it or that they're just wanting to have their facts out there. I want to hear from the people like you, and I want to hear from the people like you. And I have to be big enough to bridge the gap of both sides of the aisle and what helps us. So I'm going to be around, in and out. I'm on another committee, but I want to make sure that we listen and we hear from you. Thank you, and I yield back.